I'm Turk Strongman, current resident at Mind Voltage Institute. Let's talk about Melania Trump, New York City, and New Babylon. I'm sure you noticed the thumbnail to this video. If you didn't, well, have a look at it, because that thumbnail pretty much says it all. Before I continue here, describing things a bit more. Hello. There's my wife. Showed up. What a beautiful smile. If you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, take a moment right now to do it. Activate the notification bell feature to be apprised of our new uploads at the same time. Look below your media player window, the thumb up icon, click on that to easily and instantly share the joy of this channel with others. And then in the video description area, you'll see donation by PayPal information. Please make a note of that. In about 1870, a member of French aristocracy, one Miss Mademoiselle Evelyn Claudine, opened and operated a very high-class sex house, whorehouse, chicken shack, whatever, on Bond Street. It was to serve New York City elitists, rich gentlemen, with sexual services. And up until about almost the 1970s, New York City, ever since Evelyn Claudine had started her Bond Street hen house, at which the young ladies there, were known as Eve's apples, because they were luscious. Evelyn Claudine, Eve's apples. And that's what gave the city its nickname, the Big Apple. And up until almost the 1970s, New York City had held the secretly coveted reputation of being the American populace that provided the most sexual services per capita than any other. Okay. Well, in the waning spirit of that, many, up through the 90s and into the early 2000s here, perhaps some still do, believe that New York City serves that purpose. It's sometimes, along with Las Vegas, been called Sin City. Anyway, now in that waning spirit, there was a club called the Kit Kat Club in New York City. I don't know if it's still there, and I'm not sure where it was, but there was in fact a Kit Kat Club, and I don't know if it's the same one that has been known to produce some pretty raunchy porn. I'm not sure about that either, but there was in fact a Kit Kat Club in New York City in, I guess, the 90s, whenever Trump met Melania. She was young, model. I don't know, by young I mean, I guess 17, 18 years old, something like that. From Slovenia. Well, at the Kit Kat Club here in New York, there was a special event held. Not the only one of its kind, I don't think, but a special event held, which was to provide young Eastern European models at that special event, flown in from their countries, from their home countries, for this special event at the Kit Kat Club, to provide them and elite rich as hell New York City businessmen to fraternize together. Melania Trump was one of the models, and Melania, not Trump at the time, but she was one of the models who was flown in. And Donald Trump was there with his best bud, with his best mate, Jeffrey Epstein. Ghislaine Maxwell might have been there too, but I'm not sure about that. Don't quote me on that. But he was there with Jeff. All right, and that's where he met Melania. And I guess they did some fraternizing. I don't know what kind. But anyway, it was basically, I think, a way for rich New York City businessmen to get laid, at least get laid, maybe find a mate with young European models, beautiful women, beautiful young women. And for them, the models, to maybe have a shot at one of their big dreams coming true, get to the United States, get a green card, move their families over, marry a rich American man, and be in the hub of modeling in the United States. All right, so, in other words, make the big time in various ways. Well, that's where they met, which kind of makes her, I don't know, a bit of a whore. So the United States has been called New Babylon. It has even been suggested that among those who believe in reincarnation and black magic, sorcery, and so forth, that a variety of the high priestesses and the others, sorcerers, whatnot, who were at the top social echelons of Babylon, and who actually, I guess, with their practices, made Babylon into a ruin, have now reincarnated, and they are at the upper ranks of American shadow government and government. Well, I don't know about all that. I don't know one way or the other about all that. But it's a cool story. And the United States has been called New Babylon. So now my thumbnail here of this video comes into play. Melania Trump. From whorehouse to White House, from orifice to Oval Office, from Tower of Babel to Tower of Trump, New Babylon First Lady whore Melania. Now, that thumbnail says it all so well, and I want you to do everything you can to spread it around, share it, get it to Trump, piss him off, agitate him more. Well, that's the end of this video. Might be the end of me too, I don't know. Let's find out. Anyway, what's this have to do with this channel? Well, it has to do with the human condition and world states of affairs. And what the human condition and those world states of affairs have to do with consciousness hijacking, perception, deception. Just one little point about perception, deception here. Melania Trump projects a very sophisticated, classy image. And she does it very well. But her life least since meeting Trump, has been one of scandal, fraud, lies, corruption. And she met Trump while acting the role of a whore. Really. I don't know about what happened that evening at the Kit Kat Club, but the general picture that I'm painting here is on the money. Given all the circumstances involved, the child trafficking that was going on at the time, the Kit Kat Club, exclusivity, what was going on with Jeffrey Epstein at the time, his activities, his nefarious activities were in full swing. New York City's reputation for things like this. It wasn't fraternization. It wasn't fraternization that, you know, like the greatest fraternization services per capita than any other American populace. It was sexual services per capita. All of that put together, I don't know. I can't be far off track here with my thumbnail, so once again, take it into consideration, and by all means, like this video, subscribe to this channel if you haven't yet, click on the notification bell feature to be apprised of new uploads here, and watch out for perception deception. For example, Melania Trump's image and what lies under it are two very different things. Well, that's it. Hope you liked the video. I'm Turk Stroman, current resident at Mind Voltage Institute. Whoops. Oh.